What's up, Money Masterminders? It's Money Mastermind back, and we are going to talk on this wonderful New Year's Eve resolution. I know I've been away, and I feel you all are owed an explanation, especially since the last video I made was like back in May. So, here's the explanation. Here's why I was gone. It's been a tough year for me. From January 2021 all the way up to this date, December 31st, 2021, I had to take time to figure out who I am as a person. I had to take time to find out what I tolerate and what I don't. I had to find out who I need to become to get to the next level. What do I need to do to get to the next level? Who do I need to talk to get to the next level? And this is going to tie into habits easily, but it's been a tough year for me. We haven't been talking much, like you and I as the viewer, but I feel like I'm ready to make the double down effort on this channel. I can only get better if I keep hitting iron while it's hot. So I will do my absolute best to stick to a schedule, but also to create quality content. I will edit my videos better, and that's honestly the feedback that I got, as well as the fact that I haven't been doing well in habits. I haven't been doing well in managing my personal finances. Sometimes I'm great at managing other people's finances, but for myself, I suck at it. And I feel like that's the doctor approach, where they say they're great at managing other people's health, but they suck at managing their own health. You can talk to Dr. Mike about that. But the idea is that I've been taking time to get better. The workplace that I work at, I have been taking time to get better at my job, as well as getting better at what I need to do to get myself to the next level. One of the habits that I had, and we will get to it, is something that was detrimental to my personal finance. But let me get right to it. Let me learn, y'all. Money Mastermind is here for you. My personal habits, since we're talking about New Year's Eve right here, we're talking about resolutions here. My personal habits have been crap. For example, I used to eat out a lot. Like, I would grab food, whether it's from, say for instance, from like your usual hole-in-the-wall restaurants, or even like chain restaurants. And I would DoorDash a lot because COVID and I'm lazy. But I found out in a appointment that I was supposed to go to, I found out from the dentist they do a blood pressure test prior to you actually getting your checkup. And I found out that my blood pressure was very high. According to statistics, your average blood pressure should be about at least 120 over 80. Elevated is about when you're about 120 to 129, and it's about over 80. I was saying at about 143 over 91. And when I saw that, I was shocked, because I know the consequences of blood pressure. I know the consequences of what happens. And my great-grandfather was one person who had survived a heart attack blood pressure that high can leave you at risk for a higher risk for a heart attack or a stroke, or even heart failure. And I was telling the dentist, I was saying, hey, listen, I eat out a lot. I feel pretty stacked up on task at work sometimes. And also, I don't take time for myself to meditate. I don't take time for myself to relax. And I drink a lot of sugary stuff. So the dentist told me to monitor the intake, because that's something that I can fix. So from then, I decided I would just try to stop drinking cold turkey, because drinking was my way of relaxing when the week is done. I would actually get home from work after the week's done and just have a shot or two of whiskey. But now I realize that it's bad for me. And now I just realized that I need to stop cold turkey. The moment I found out that I needed to stop cold turkey was one night where I came home and I actually felt the bottle calling me. And I realized I needed to stop right there. It was kind of tough. There were some times where I felt like I was weak, but I started managing pulling away from it. I haven't drank in 3 weeks up to about a month now, and I plan to keep on going with that. I have stopped eating out often, or at least I phased that out. And I went from eating, on average, 2 meals a day eating out, to 1 meal a day eating out, to 1 meal a week eating out, and then eventually I decided to just get groceries and just cook at home. Yeah, it took a lot of time to prepare, but I'm starting to change the habit. I'm starting to notice the differences in my health. I'm noticing that I'm not as anxious as a lot. I'm also noticing that I've lost weight. I was sitting at about 183 pounds when I was eating out often. Now I'm sitting at about 169, 170. I lost about 10 pounds in the course of a month. And I attribute that to eating smarter, taking the time to look at the nutrition facts and saying, okay, what do I need to do to lower my sodium intake, to lower my saturated fat intake, and to increase my unsaturated fat intake, or even mono unsaturated or polyunsaturated fat. I got away from snacking, like snacking on just regular meats and just eating constantly and eating desserts all the time, to now eating some chips. But mind you, the chips are actually different. They actually have, instead of being baked or fried in oil or something like that, it's cooked in avocado oil or cooked in vegetable oil. And I try to go away from fried foods as much as I can now. I love the taste of fried food, don't get me wrong, but I found that I need to do better at that. I need to do better at my diet. And another habit that I need to change is actually talking to you, making my videos quality. I mean, if you look past all my videos in the past, like, I didn't put enough effort into editing. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have enough of expertise to do better, or even consult people that were better at doing something. And I can't blame blame anybody but myself. I sucked at that. And I aim to do better at that. I will take the time to learn. I will take the time to edit. I will take the time to create better content so that you all can get a lesson from it and apply it. That's what I want to do. And one of the final things that I need to change is that I need to actually be better at focusing on one thing at a time. Not only focusing on one thing at a time, but also seeing things through. I have a habit of, and also blaming myself for a lot of stuff. But let's take things one at a time. I have a habit of doing multiple things and not seeing things through, and I need to fix that. I've been now focusing on saying, hey, listen, this is the task I'm going to focus on. Anything that's not important at the time, I will wait till a later date on. Or if it's very important and I can't do it, then I will farm it out to somebody else who can do it. I've gotten better at that, and I will admit there are times where my pride has been struck, but at the same time, I'm leading a team. I'm leading people that are actually getting something done, getting multiple tasks done with a high level of quality. And also, the other habit that I had was something that would really crush me on depression if I was depressed. I would, if I made a mistake, I would beat myself up. I would severely beat myself up. And I would take responsibility for it now. I'm trying to change that. I am trying to take responsibility of my actions and move on, and try to just take the consequences and just move on. But there are times where I beat myself up really hard, and I want to change that. I want to change that to become better, where I'm willing to say, yeah, I effed up here. What can I do to make it better? And I think that kind of adaptability is important in business, or even in money, or even in trading. Like, I've messed up in trading. What can I do to get better at it? That's the overall content of what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's my habits that I want to change, as well as why I've been gone. Now let me get to why I named this channel Money Mastermind. You cannot get wealth. You cannot get any form of physical wealth or material wealth if you don't master your mind. See what I did there? But you cannot if you cannot master your mind, how can you expect to get money? There's a saying that I love from Pastor T.D. Jakes, where he says, "It is not the movement of the clock that produces the newness of life, but it is the movement in your mind." It goes along with Romans in the Bible. In fact, I can look into Romans for you. Yes. Romans 12, verses 1 and 2. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. That is a very powerful statement for what Jesus says. It's a very powerful statement what Jesus says. You cannot experience the true love of God. You cannot experience the physical wealth as well as the spiritual wealth of God if you don't take time to transform your mind. There's a reason why King Solomon didn't ask for wealth or fame or anything, because he knows if he asks that, he is thinking of the world, of himself. So he asked higher. He said, "Give me wisdom. Give me wisdom." And God said, "Since you asked for wisdom, I will grant you wisdom. And with that wisdom, you will experience great wealth and great fame. You will be known across the known world." That's a powerful statement. There's another reason why I drill mind stuff in my channel. Dr. Miles Monroe, another pastor that I love, talks about the 7 spheres of wealth. He talks about spiritual wealth, intellectual wealth, social wealth, community wealth, relationship wealth, and influential wealth. He talks all about those things. And that the final one is generational wealth. Before you can get physical wealth for yourself, you have to get those six spheres first. And then your physical wealth is it's intertwined with your generational wealth. You have to be spiritually wealthy. You have to think of yourself in a great position, whether you believe in God, whether you don't believe in God. Spiritual does not necessarily mean it has to be in a certain religion. You have to believe in something that makes you believe, makes you have faith. Whether it's atheism or whether it's Christianity, Islam, Shintoism, whatever. It's something that is higher than yourself. You have to have spiritual wealth. You have to have something that you believe makes you better. Because we as human beings cannot do things by ourselves. We have to have something that we can clutch to. Intellectual wealth, you gotta be smart. You gotta be emotionally intelligent. You gotta know when to say something, and you gotta know when to shut the heck up. Social wealth. You gotta have people that you know to talk to. You gotta know people. Say, I know a guy who can help you solve your problem. That's what I did at this conference, and at this one conference, and I said, I know people who can help you, or you can help them. I went to different different branches, U.S. Marine Corps, U.S. Army, hell, even the Navy, and I said, hey, I know this. I know this certain company who can help you. It's that kind of interconnectedness that makes you wealthy. If you know somebody and you create a connection and it proves to be fruitful, not only do you benefit from them being happy, but you benefit yourself, because now they say, hey, this guy's great. Maybe I can help him. Relationship wealth, influential wealth. How deep do those bonds go? How deep do those bonds go? Community wealth. If you're helping others, you're noticeable. You're noticed and needed in the community. And people see your community wealth. Whether it be that you gave millions of dollars to a charity or $10, whether it is you gave a coat to a coat drive or even thousands of pounds for a coat drive. People notice these things. Whether it's resources, time, or even money, when you give, people notice. And then finally comes generational wealth. That's where your physical wealth is, but there's a caveat to generational wealth. You have to have the mindset to say, hey, I may be wealthy, but what about my kids? What about my children's children? What about my children's children's children? Are they going to be wealthy? Will they have the mindset to do it? That's why you pass on the education, pass on what you know to your kids. That's the major reason why I said I am money mastermind. You cannot get money if you don't manage your mind. You cannot get money if you don't manage your livelihood. You have to do things to earn the blessing. That's the thing. So enough of that. We're back to the topic of habits. I already talked about my habits that I need to fix. Now we're talking about yours. What are some habits that you need to change? Or what are some habits you want to change? It's New Year's Eve, boys and girls, and it's going to be New Year's Day tomorrow, 2022. The idea of changing habits can be very tough. In fact, there was a study back in 2009 from the European Journal of Social Psychology that said that on average, for a person to change a habit, it takes 66 days. 66 days, which equates to about 2 months and 6 days. But there's a caveat to that. Some people can change a habit within 18 days, which is 3 weeks, up to about 254 days, which is almost the entire year. Just about 110 days prior to the end of the year. But regardless of where you are in changing your habits, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's eating healthier, whether it's eating a salad, whether it's working out, whether it's taking time to read a book, whether it is taking time to actually do better at your job, getting certs, doing mentoring sessions, or even just dedicating more time to your work, or dedicating more time to your business, or dedicating more knowledge to your whatever it is you want to do. That's a habit you identified that you want to change. Transform your mind, change your mind, and start learning to utilize habits to its fullest extent. Now, yes, there are good habits and bad habits. You can change the good habits, you can change the bad habits. It just depends on how you approach it. But I will say that if you want to change a bad habit, it will take time. Reinforce when you do it right, negative reinforce when you do it wrong, but don't take it too far. Don't take it too far with the negative reinforcement. If you find that you miss the gym, and you say, oh crap, I missed the gym, do a couple push-ups, maybe 10 push-ups. Do a couple sit-ups. Maybe do some arm raises, or maybe even do some do some pull-ups if you got a pull-up bar. Lift something heavy if you got it. It doesn't have to happen at the gym. Find ways to adapt. That's how you can reinforce that habit. If you find that you're messing up and you ate a meal out, then you ate a meal out. Devote yourself to say, all right, that's enough of me eating it. I'm gonna reattack it. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous. There is always a time where somebody is going to trip up, make a mistake, and they have a drink. And some of these people go to the fullest extent where they say, oh crap, I messed up. I don't know what to do now. AA reinforces the act that yes, you drank, now you gotta go back to step one. Or hey, you messed up, now you're back to day one. But there's a little piece in that where it says, we recognize you messed up. Now it's time to come back to God, figuratively speaking. Come back to God and say, hey, I messed up, help me. Or, hey, I messed up, I need to get my act together. It's okay to mess up. Habits take time to build. That's why the study said 254 days is the highest amount that they've seen to change a habit. People mess up. It's okay. You just have to fix it. You just have to come back from it. Let it build you up. That's the idea of Anti-Fragile, of the book that I'm reading right now, Nassim Taleb's Anti-Fragile. If you mess up, you use one of the shattered pieces to build yourself back up, to create a new identity. And now a lot of people might say, oh, well, why are you changing your habits? Why are you changing this? You think you're better than us? Or they might say that you're never going to do this, you're never going to do that. I've gotten my fair share of that too. I guarantee you that. That's one of the major reasons why I haven't been posting a lot. But I guarantee you, and I will say, that they don't know you. They don't own you. An identity is malleable. A human being is malleable. Yeah, you may be a man or a woman. Yeah, you may be identified as this person. But we're talking about the malleable sections of an identity. You can change who you are. And if people dictate that that's not who you are, prove them then that that's who you are then. Say, okay, you're wrong. And it sucks that you're wrong. But you know what? I'm gonna show you that this is who I am now, whether you like it or not. And I'm telling y'all, this is who I am now. This is who I know I am right now. Yeah, I made mistakes. Yeah, I screwed up a lot. But it made me who I am today. It made me better. It made me have a better identity. Use those mistakes to propel yourself to become better. Build new habits. Build a new mind. And keep remembering TD Jake's comment. It is not the movement of the clock that produces the newness of life. It is the movement in your mind. Anyway, that's enough from me. Money Mastermind checking out for 2021, and I will see you in 2022. Thanks, and have a good day.